Do you think that FMA is a better story than the original manga? Oh, I guess he didn't want to make that argument. This guy says, kind of, yeah. Hey, this guy said, you know what? I'm gonna jump out the shit. I'm ready to jump out. Let's do it. Trace, kind of, yeah. Brotherhood is a really good shonen anime. See, one of, if not the best, but it's still bound by the storytelling expectations of a shonen anime. Boom, there it is. Agreed. So true. 100%. It doesn't get better than that. That's factual, and that's exactly how I feel. Like on the whole, like Brotherhood is good. And to me, if you is I would rank it as one of the best shonen animes, right? Like I think that is fair. That it does shonen better than other shonens do shonen. So yeah, but it's bounded by those expectations. Okay, let's keep going. I'm liking this guy. Okay, like it ends with all the characters teaming up to fight God. There's even a by shonen line transformation sequence he goes through. I don't know what's by shonen. Open link a new tab. I really want to know what that is. I've never heard of that. By shonen line. As a powerful evil creature increases, they become more of a large disfigured abomination until they cross the Bishon line, beyond which, as they gain more power, they regain humanoid form or something in between. Oh, okay, so he must be talking about Farmer, the father. Transformation sequence as he goes through, because that's just what you do at the end of a shonen. The power of friendship and the spunky teen with superpowers defeats God in a superpowered light show of climax. Uh, Power creep continues to drive the story until the spectacle reaches world-destroying levels. At the climax of the story, the stakes are an evil being from another dimension is going to sacrifice an entire country so he can become powerful enough to consume God unless he's stopped. I can relate. I can relate with those kinds of stakes as a storytelling driver, but it's damn fun to watch. What did Ed learn through the story at the end that gave him the power to defeat Father, other than beat him until he runs out of superpower juice? Facts, man. This is just facts. I like this guy. He's really articulating it great. FMA is a smaller, more intimate, more emotional story with a strong theme that drives nearly every aspect of the story. What is the value of a human life, which makes it overall more of a cohesive narrative. At the end, the stakes are the government will continue to create conflicts in order to justify slaughter, so that the people in control of the government can continue to live comfortably unless they're stopped. That's an absolutely relatable premise that especially people in the US can understand. If you want to get into critical analysis, you can make a clear comparison to the slaughter of Lior and Ishbal for the Philosopher's Stone and compare it to the US foreign involvement in the Middle East for oil, and how the homunculi are like the military industrial complex. At the end, Ed has, damn, that's crazy. That's so true. Because they all they keep it going. They have to keep these words going with Dante so that they can get their philosopher's stones. Wow. At the end, Ed has learned the answer to the question that drives the theme of the story. What is the value of a human life? And comes up with the answer. The sum total of the memories we create. Ooh, the sum total of the memories that we create in that life. Holy shit. This guy's awesome. Which allows him to bring Alphonse back by trading Alphonse's memories for his life. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Holy shit. What is the value of a human life? It's the sum total of the memories of that life. Damn. So that's crazy because a life for a life isn't even equivalent because you don't value that life. But if you want to bring this life back, why do you want to bring this life back? Because you had experience with that person, and so therefore, if you want that life back, you have to give up those experiences to bring that life back. Damn, powerful. Okay, there's just too many characters in Brotherhood that not enough of them get the screen time they need to justify their inclusion. There are like four Chimera that pal around with Ed and Al, and I couldn't tell you anything about them other than what animal they turn into. Sloth and Lust and even Gluttony are one-note characters compared to their FMA counterparts. They don't even bother to introduce Yoki as a character in Brotherhood. They just straight up assume you watched FMA. There are no consequences or meaningful sacrifices aside from Ed's alchemy and Greed's death. Uh, I would say that Ed's alchemy was not a meaningful sacrifice at all. But let's keep going. For the characters in Brotherhood, because most of them are undone by the end. stuff gets pulled out from nowhere with no explanation, like Ed being able to turn pride into a fetus that grows back into untainted Celine, or envy confessing out of nowhere as they die how jealous they always were of humanity. FMA's two world thing opens a lot of plot holes and weird questions, but at least that twist was done in service of themes of the story and recontextualized everything that came before it. And even honestly, like, yeah, you can argue that it opens up plot holes, but I don't feel like it needed to be like, I feel like it was explained enough. Basically, essentially, like, okay, if you wonder, like, how is it, are you able to do the alchemy? And the alchemy comes from the liars on the other side. And fine, maybe you want to say, well, is it equivalent? Like, how much energy is needed? What's necessary? Yada, yada. But even then, like, you can kind of stretch it out into, like, leaps and bounds infinitely. But I think the end game is that, like, it's like humans trying to climb the tower of they're building a ladder to God. That's essentially what they doing. Like, that's what Ed and Al were in O3. They're building a ladder to God, and they're trying to climb up and play God. And where it's like, at the end of the day, it's like they get smacked up. And when you kind of see behind the curtains, like, Ed ate the apple. You know, he ate the apple from the devil that the snake is telling him about, and he gets to see everything. He sees that he's naked. He sees everything that he's doing. Like, whereas before he didn't eat the apple, he could just do his alchemy and not realize what it takes to do that alchemy. Where now he understands, oh shit, my alchemy is a life on the other side and stuff like that. And yeah, fine, but I don't know if it was. I guess you can say it's contradictory, but I don't feel that it needed much more deep explanation. I felt like it was perfect in the way that it was placed, and essentially it was placed there to let you know that everything has a cost. And you don't get to dictate that cause. Okay. So basically, like, know your place and stop playing God. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Basically, Brotherhood is like the Avengers. Perfect. So true. All right. For what it's trying to do, connect and contextualize fight scenes with interesting characters, it's very good. But it is because that's all it's trying to be, a lesser story. FMA may have story flaws, but it was ultimately trying to be a drama. And while it may be more fun to watch a near perfect comic book movie, the story just isn't as good as a flawed drama. Man, that was beautiful. That's one of the best comments I've seen. Wow, thanks for this. I agree with everything you said, but sometimes I have no idea how to translate how I feel about a media very well. I think I subconsciously knew everything you just said, but not consciously. So I couldn't really put it into words like this. You're absolutely right that Brotherhood is more beat the big bad guy, and FMA is more what is the value of human life, which has a ton more depth that I picked up on, but not well enough to actually realize it. Yeah, man, I'm with you, brother. Like, I never even thought about that. Like, it's like you understand and you feel the depth, like, subconsciously, like what he said. But like the way that guy just brought it out, like, just brought it out your conscious mind like that, like, bro, like that was some next level stuff. Like, that guy, man, I'm gonna have to check his profile for other posts after this. But let's see. Yeah. I'm with this guy. I'm with the OP. Uh, Sume, I've been arguing all of this for years, and I randomly just stumbled across this point with you articulating it perfectly. We are best friends now.